Russ, just a very brief reflection on that friendly against Spurs before we do anything else, because I think a lot of people came away from that after a 3-1 defeat, and I mean that's almost irrelevant to a certain extent, feeling very, very positive about some of the things that they saw that night. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, definitely. I think we share, me and the coaching staff share the same opinion on the game in terms of we actually had chances to have more control. We created some really good openings. We created some excellent chances, especially early on. We had the first few jabs, if you like. But yeah, of course, they're top class opposition. Their front four could play in any four in any club in the Premier League, probably. So really good test for the guys, to where some of them should aspire to get to. There's no doubt about it. Really good test for us as a group, and I think we came away doing the club proud. I think the players did the club proud in how they performed, how they tried to be exactly what we're wanting them to be in terms of the vision of the team, the identity, the stuff that's important to us. Still too many mistakes, of course, but they're feeling anxious about the opposition they're playing. Some of them are playing in front of a crowd for the first time ever. Some of them most of them for the first time in a very long time, or the biggest crowd they've played in front of. So overall, a brilliant way to finish pre-season off. Physically, real test; mentally, real test; tactically, a real test, and also to prepare for the game that we've got tomorrow, which is probably one of the toughest games we could have been given, could have been drawn. There's no doubt about it. A team that, with a manager I've got a huge amount of respect for, I think it's fantastic, and a team that is going to be right at the top end of the championships. It's going to be really tough for us, but I think Wednesday prepares us as well as we could be prepared for such a game.
Okay, let's cut to the chase. Are you still going to be an MK Dons manager at that point on Saturday?
I'm sitting here in my MK trackie, and I'm travelling to go and take training today, and I'll be at the game tomorrow. So yeah, I guess that's pretty definitive, isn't it? But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm really looking forward to it. We've had 5 weeks, 6 weeks of real hard work together, and it's all been getting ready for this one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow.
What's the situation with Swansea? There's so much rumour, so much paper talk. You know, you can look at the odds checkers and betting and whatnot about you as the next manager at Swansea. What's the situation from your perspective, Russ?
Yeah, well, nothing really changes for me. Like it's of course it's, you know, I've been in this situation already really early on in my managerial career, where you get talked about. I've become really accustomed to being able to ignore the noise over the length of a long career, because there's always noise. And outside my office on the wall, if you come down to Stadium MK, there's a huge thing that says ignore the noise, trust the process, and enjoy the journey. So something I live by. So nothing's changed for us. We've worked like absolute dogs this week getting ready. We worked so hard over the last 5 or 6 weeks in assembling, well, not 5 or 6 weeks, much longer, in assembling a squad we're all really happy with. And yeah, we roll on, and we just keep going and keep making sure we are getting better and better all the time. And if something official ever happened, I'm pretty sure you know that really quickly. So as far as I'm concerned, we're here, we're doing a job, and a job I really enjoy. And yeah, after that, I don't know how long the journey will last with us. Hopefully, as I said all the way along, I'm planning to be here for a long time. But in football, you never know. But at this minute in time, I'm happy, and I'm with a group of people I really enjoy doing it with.
Just to cross the T's and dot the I's, there's been no official approach from Swansea to MK Dons, no?
I think the club would have told you, so no one's told me there has been.
Right.
So yeah, unless
yeah, you might be the first to know, to be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about some of those young players, just Tenay Watson, who we haven't really had an opportunity to talk about in great detail because obviously his signing was so close to the match. He certainly raised a few eyebrows in that Spurs game. You know, very dynamic right back, a very attacking player as well, and somebody that's, I think, put a few smiles on faces. Tell us a bit about him.
Yeah, he puts a smile on our face for sure. So the first, Zach Jules was the one who alerted to me that he was available, who alerted me about him being available, and just said, look, he might be worth having a look, because I came through with him at Reading. He's an excellent player. his career started a little bit for many reasons, and some outside of his control, some that have been really difficult to deal with. But he'd love to come in and have a chance just for you to take a look at him. And when someone like Zach says it, well, I have so much respect for, and he's so mature. I know Zach wouldn't say that unless he was really sure. So when Zach says that, of course, we have to listen. So I spoke to his agent. Tanay come in from day one, impressed me with how he conducts himself, how he looks you in the eye when he talks to you. He's respectful. He's got good manners. He trains really, really hard. And he was coming in quite a bit behind the guys. The guys had a couple of weeks training already. They've obviously, a lot of them have been with us for a long time. And just the way he took the detail on so quickly, we were really, really impressed. And I think we knew we wanted to sign him after probably 3 or 4 days. But you have to take a look for a couple of weeks and see if there is any red flags, or if people settle back into their old habits, etc. But he's been so impressive as a person, as a player, and he's so resilient. He's been through a lot in a short period of time, and really resilient guy. And we're just delighted to have him in, and I'm really pleased at how many impact he's having on the pitch. And he, at this minute in time, he's earned the right to be in that starting 11. I've got no worries about saying that this early. He's been fantastic. So hopefully he can continue to grow with us. There's still a lot of improvement in him. There's still a lot of detail to drill into him and a lot of work. But yeah, really pleased with him as a signing.
And no more questions about the future of Josh McEachran either, which is decent for you.
Yeah, I mean, Josh has not wanted to go anywhere else. It's been great for us. Unfortunately for Josh, he contracted COVID over the summer. I'm sure he won't mind me telling you. We're always honest with you guys, and so he's a bit behind in fitness for everyone else. So we just had to make sure he got back to a place where he was fit and his health was not a concern. And that fortunately for us, he's getting there now. He's getting there. So he's a brilliant footballer. I don't need to explain him to you guys. You obviously watched him all last second half of last season. Fantastic footballer, great guy to have around. Someone the players really look up to and enjoy playing with and trust on the pitch. So yeah, I'm really glad we've got that sorted, and I think Josh is as well, because he's obviously been waiting around, bless him. So well, I'm really pleased with that. And now we just need to get him back up to full speed as quickly as possible. But I don't envisage him being involved in the next couple of weeks while we just get him fully fit, really. But once he's back fit, it's going to be a brilliant option for us.
So many players that we could talk about, but I feel like in the coming weeks we're gonna talk about all the new players and their performances. But I wanted to mention an existing player and a player that's still at MK Dons, David Kasumu, because on Wednesday night I'd noticed that he'd grown again. He seems to get better every season. His maturity seems to grow. He seems to have bulked a little bit. He's obviously physically a little bit more imposing, and when he nudges Lucas off the ball, does a small turn and then heads down the other end of the pitch, I think, we're seeing a David Kasumu that could compete at any level in the future.
Yeah, I don't want to alert everyone to him, but I think you're right. I think the ceiling is so high. He listens. I mean, he was made captain because Dino wasn't playing the other night because of his intensity, the way his responsibility, the responsibility he takes on the pitch. He plays such an important role for us, does so much good work that people maybe don't notice all the time. And he does it with no ego. He just enables other players. He knows exactly what his role is in the team. He doesn't ever try and be anything else or do anything else. So David, has been incredible growth. You're right. Over the last year, if I look back last year, he was still playing a bit high up the pitch and probably not guaranteed to start for us. And now he's become one of our most important players because of the work put into him, but most importantly, his attitude to want to take it in and listen and improve. And the guys all look up to him and they respect Dave a lot, and they know how good a player he can be, and he is. And hopefully, we can make sure that he stays here for a long time, because he's a big part of what we're doing, and he's a player we really enjoy working with, and he is. And you want to see that in 21-year-old. You want to see them keep improving, keep growing, because otherwise, what's the point? And they're all growing together, which is really nice. So Davey's been top drawer. Actually, the other night there was still a few things that were frustrated Dave, and we definitely need to work on. But as with the rest of them, their attitude's spot on, and we look forward to seeing him improve even more.
Just finally from me, Russ, you mentioned briefly the Bournemouth game. What a difficult game to start your season in the Carabao Cup. A side that went close to getting promoted to the Premier League. A very strong side with a young up and coming manager as well. But I'd imagine after, like you say, after Wednesday, everyone's looking forward to that game.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really exciting. If you can't get excited by it, then you're not in the right game. I think it's going to be tough. He's a fantastic manager. They've got a brilliant squad. We've watched a bit of them, and they're going to be, as I said, they're going to be right at the top end of the Championship, in my opinion, challenging for promotion to the Premier League. But the guys have to approach it with the same mentality they did on Wednesday and embrace the challenge. It's as simple as that. I think if we can go there and put in a really good performance, and we've got to go there to win, we never try and do anything else. We'll go there and try and impose our own game plan and try and be us. I always say that, as much as we can. And if we go there and do that, I think it just builds momentum ahead of the start of the league. There's no doubt about it. This is the start of the season. It's what we've worked so hard for. It's all been about tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes about making sure we are competitive. We try and win the game. We try and do it in our way. And if we're able to do all of those things, then it builds huge momentum ahead of going into the first game away at Bolton. So, yeah, it's one we're all looking forward to. And the lads have to win. The players have to embrace it and enjoy it.
Cheers, Russ.
No problems.
Russ, Troy Parrott's been signed by the club, comes in with more than a handful of full international caps for Ireland and a couple of goals to boot as well. That's quite some pedigree for a 19-year-old joining your side. Yeah,
it's nice, isn't it? We tried to get him in January and couldn't for various reasons. Tottenham have been brilliant in, I think, recognising that this could be a good place for Troy to really thrive after a difficult season last year. Played quite a bit in the Championship, but was played out of position a lot, not where he wants to play. And then had a tough loan at Ipswich, where obviously a change of manager, the club a little bit in transition. So, yeah, he, from the moment we played Ipswich, when I spoke to him in the summer, he said that he knew that MK was the place he would like to be, and thankfully Tottenham have allowed that and recognised that as well. So yeah, it's a brilliant signing. He's young, he's hungry, he's ambitious, he possesses a huge amount of talent, and now it's about making sure we can get out of him, which I'm sure we will.
That means that you've got a striking group of about 4 players that are real first team quality. That must be some really nice. Five. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jay Bird as well. Five players that you've got. That's some really nice depth.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant for us. I think the strength and depth and the competition amongst the squad now is the highest it's ever been, which is obviously takes time to get that. But yeah, we're really happy with the squad assembled. Jay Bird that's why I say 5, because he's really put himself in the frame over pre-season. He's come back physically much better, scored a lot of goals in pre-season, listened really well, and just come back as a different prospect, really. There might be a time where, because of the people in front of him at the moment, he needs to go and get some games, because he's never really had a run of games at senior level. And we have a lot of interest in him to take him on loan. So it's about assessing that and the right moment, and if it does go on loan to the right club. But at the moment, he'll be in the squad tomorrow. He's earned his right to be in the squad. He deserves his chance, as does Brooklyn, who's been fantastic, really good, and done really well when he came on the other night. So, yeah, we got a lot of young players and a lot of strength and depth this year, which is brilliant for us. So it's just a fight to get into the squad, which is how it needs to be if we're going to be anywhere near successful. So yeah, really pleased with the attacking options we've got. Max obviously picked up a knock the other day, so won't be involved tomorrow. But hopefully that's not going to be too serious, and we look forward to having him back very quickly, because he's been a really good signing for us, and we're looking forward to seeing what he can do as well.
Obviously, on the injury front, you've just mentioned Max Watters there. How's Andrew Fisher coming along with his situation?
Yeah, really well. He's back running. He'll be back doing goalkeeping stuff on Monday, catching and all that. So yeah, he'll be fit and ready for Bolton. In the meantime, if Franco performed how he does and Laurie performs how they did on Wednesday night, whoever gets the nod tomorrow, then Fisher's going to have a battle to get back in as well. So it's great for us, that competition. So really pleased that Both goalies performed so well on Wednesday. In particular, obviously Franco, because he played longer in his first senior game, first professional. Well, it's a friendly, but first game in front of a crowd that big. So yeah, really pleased with that. And as I said, that's another department that is in really good hands, good order, and really strong. Is the goalkeeping one. So we need that throughout the squad. So yeah, there's still a couple of areas we need to add before the end of the window, and after that, be really pleased.
And final one from me, James Morton has been training and played a little bit for you guys recently, looking reportedly for a loan move. What's the latest on him?
Yeah, we like James. It's nice. It's great for Bristol City to let him into our building for a couple of weeks to take a proper look. There's a couple of options really with James, but it's a department we've got a lot of players in and real strength. But I think he's an excellent young player who really suits what we do. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. It's obviously someone Luke Williams has worked with a lot at Bristol City and speaks very highly of. So we just wanted to have another look at close quarters really, and he's done really, really well. So yeah, on that one, I'm not sure how that's going to end up. But he is someone we've really enjoyed working with over the last couple of weeks, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Because obviously, we've only got one loan left at the moment, and probably another position is a priority for us over that one. But things change, and so we'll have to just assess that as and when it happens. But he's been impressive.